I said early on about James Gunn's Superman legacy that I was a little worried about James Gunn directing Superman. I wasn't sure if he would be the right person to do a movie like that. And, you know, I had some concerns, especially regarding the way Hollywood is right now and what they're doing. If they could actually do a Superman movie correctly and really make it something that would be really interesting. So I had those concerns, but you know, I mean, they cast somebody who kind of basically look a little bit like Henry Cavill. The casting for Lois Lane is actually pretty good. I have a problem with it. Jimmy is a ginger again, no race swapping there. Okay. But now I think we've reached to the point where we could start to worry. Yeah, I think this is the point where we could actually start to be very worried. Let's get into why in this information, this article here from Cosmic Book News. James Gunn's Lois Lane saves Superman. She's actually the fearless one. Oh boy, this is not shaping up to be good. So actress Phoebe Dynevor, I hope I pronounced that correctly, revealed she was in the final round of contenders to play Lois Lane. It turns out Lois Lane is the one who saves the day in James Gunn's Superman legacy, apparently meaning not the new Man of Steel played by David Corenswet. Well, he'd probably be sweating now. Actress Phoebe Dynevor, I was going to say Phoebe from now on, revealed she was in the final round of contenders to play Lois Lane, which ended up going to Rachel Brosnahan. So this is what she had to say. It was a whirlwind when I realized that it was over, but it was great, she filled in Variety, explaining that Lois Lane is the type of role she wants to play. She saves Superman. She's the brains. She's actually the fearless one. Obvious alarm bells will be going off, as what Phoebe implies is that the David Corenswet Superman isn't so smart, and is apparently fearful, maybe because of Brainiac. Okay, now let me just say this before I go on. Lois Lane has always been an interesting character. Lois Lane is Lois Lane. Lois Lane Lois Lane is a damsel in distress, but she's still a character that you actually have to like. Lois Lane doesn't need any introduction, and that she is Lois Lane, she's Lois Lane. She's a fearless reporter. She is smart because she's one of the greatest investigative reporters in the world of DC. Okay. And I have no problem with her maybe flipping a switch or turning off something or doing something that may help out Superman in a way. No problem with that. But when you start to hear talk about she saves Superman, you don't thinking Superman win and be in some situation where he either getting his shit beaten out of him, unable to do something, and then in comes Lois Lane with a big L on her chest. You understand me? Super Lois, and then she ends up saving him. It might sound ridiculous, but again, remember, this is modern day Hollywood. They have this agenda they're trying to push when it comes to these female characters, and it has not worked out, and they will not stop. It is a reason to be worried. Then they go on again. She's the brains. Like I said, Lois Lane is very smart. Lois Lane is a very smart character. But one thing they have always done that I've never liked is they always portray Superman as just muscles and no common sense. And that's not true at all. Superman is literally one of the smartest people in the world. He literally has a beyond photographic memory. That's what it is. His skills and everything he does is really amazing. But no, when you hear she's the brains, I was thinking Superman is just some muscle bound oaf. And then she's actually the fearless one. So she's rushing out there while he's in the back. I mean, is anybody else kind of getting some My Adventures with Superman cringe vibes here? I mean, I know some people like this series. Okay, no problem. I was not a fan of, I'm not a fan of it, but you know, I'm just saying, from the first picture we got of it, that was kind of problematic. And now we're getting some information here that is sure to make people worried. Excuse me. Let's go on, see what else has to happen here. Okay, yes, this one, Action Comics 965, Lois Lane back on the planet. Here she is, front and center. Sue Clark in the back there, Jimmy and Perry, and she's going in first. Okay. Now, why is this important? Well, let's find out. Gunn has described his Superman of choice as a big galoot. Oh boy. So there is that. And Gunn revealed a Superman comic book cover above featuring Lois Lane front and center that inspired his treatment for the movie. So this is it. Lois Lane front and center at the beginning. And I say, I have no problem with Lois. Lois Lane is a strong, confident woman. Okay, nothing wrong with that. When Lois Lane is done correctly, she is an amazing character. Absolutely amazing character. But like I said, when she's done correctly. They say I don't remember when Lois Lane comes to the daily plan. Okay, fine. But when you start to hear things about how she saves Superman, she's the brain, she's the fearless one, you see things like this, you're gonna start to worry people. That's what I'm saying. How it all plays out remains to be seen, but hopefully it isn't work. Yeah, hopefully. Which in this instance would mean Lois Lane is made to look good while Superman takes a back seat and looks like dog crap. A la Disney Star Wars, they've done that plenty with Rey and God alone knows what else. Marvel as of late, oh God, I mean, look at the MCU. Doctor Who, well, oh God, I mean, come on. The last specials literally had them berating the Doctor over pronouns and talking about how it's a shame he's not a woman anymore because it's something a male presenting Time Lord wouldn't get, even though the biological man is telling him that. But okay, I digress. Gunn did do a good job with his Guardians of the Galaxy movies, yes, which has strong female characters, so hopefully there is an organic balance to the story while Lois saves Superman, has the brains and is fearless, while for whatever reason Superman needs help apparently. I mean, like I said, I have no problem with Lois probably flipping a switch, you know, pulling a lever, doing something like that might help Superman out. I have no problem with that. And when you start to hear things about how Lois has to save Superman, you're worrying, you know, she is the brains of the office. So Superman is just what? An idiot? Come on, and then you know she's the fearless one. Like these are things, these are words supposed to be very worried about. Very, very worried about. It could also be possible that whatever scripts they use for the auditions isn't the actual Superman Legacy movie script, so bear that in mind. I can hear the Zack Snyder fans already clamoring, I told you so. Okay, now, that point is true. It's possible that, you know, the scripts have changed. It's not going to be the same thing anymore, going to be something different, kind of like what happened with Aquaman. But then remember, they put out that people didn't like it, did a bunch of reshoots, and it still didn't turn out good. So, and plus we've gotten some kind of insider scoop as to what the film is going to be about, and it does not sound promising at all. And add that now to the Lois saving Superman. She's the brain, she's the fearless one. It's adding up to not look like Superman Legacy is going to be very good at all. Just like I say, it's time at this point to start to get really worried. Superman Legacy will be released on July 11, 2025 with James Gunn writing and directing. So we're a little over a year away from it. And like I say, I'm getting pretty worried, people. after this, I'm getting worried. David Corenswet stars as Clark Kent and Superman, and Rachel Brosnahan is playing Lois Lane. Okay. Well, listen to the rest of this, and this is what I'm going to know exactly what my thoughts with it. Isabella Merced is Hawkgirl. Nathan Fillion is Green Lantern Guy Gardner. And Eddie Cathegi is playing Mr. Terrific. Maria Gabriela De Faria is playing the engineer from The Authority, described as a villain, with Anthony Carrigan cast as Metamorpho. Skylar Gisondo is Jimmy Olsen, and Siren Sampiano is Eve Tessmacher. Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor. Sean Gunn is playing Maxwell Lord in the DCU. Though it's not clear and this will mean to one legacy, it's also what Supergirl will appear in the film prior to her own solo movie. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of people for one movie. Honestly, it's a lot in one movie. All you really need in a first Superman movie is Superman, Lois Lane, Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, you know, Lex Luthor. If Lex Luthor have to be like a minor character, not the main villain. If he make the main villain, what if he like, you know, in the background, maybe something like that, okay, the main villain, that's pretty much it. But when you've got Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, the engineer, Metamorpho, all these people, yeah, I mean, okay, we could have Miss Tessmacher, but I mean, come on, that's kind of like a given. I would pretty much rather have Mercy Graves than Miss Tessmacher. And you even have reports of Maxwell Lord and plus Supergirl going to be the movie. Before they go off to do this Supergirl movie based on this Tom King novel, like basically it's a ripoff of True Grit. Come on, I mean, this is a lot of people for a Superman movie, for out the door Superman. This is a lot of people. So, we got reports now, Lois Lane is going to be saving Superman. She is the brains of the outfit. She is the fearless one. We have a bloated cast of members for this first Superman movie. We've gotten leaks about the script that basically kind of sounds like it's a ripoff of Black Adam. And, I mean, the only positive thing you're getting out of this is that Jimmy is a ginger again. I'm sorry, but I'm starting to get really worried, people. I think at this point you really should be too. I think you really should be worried. I mean, I'm holding out hope. It turns out to be really good. If it is, I would be so very happy. But I'm getting really, really worried at this point. I think probably it's about time we all get worried at this point. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I put a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.